Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you are, mi gente. As always, I want to let you know that I appreciate you tuning in and sharing your Monday blues with me. And if you haven't done so already, go follow me on Instagram at itsmi.chelle. Click the link in my bio so we can connect everywhere. Also, make sure you subscribe to my podcast on YouTube and on Patreon, and of course, on all podcast platforms. Ay, vámonos.
I see you. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me, Shell bitch.
Hey gente, welcome back to another week of the It's Me Shell podcast. And remember, my job is to make your road to Friday a lot easier.
Mi gente, feliz lunes, happy Monday. We're back. Well, I'm back because I was the one that was gone. Okay. I felt like complete shit, but I'm feeling a lot better. All right. It's been a tough couple of weeks, but we here now. I never get sick. Can I tell you, I never get sick. And for some reason, this time around, I've been slightly under the weather. Ugh, I don't know. But mi gente, it is Indigenous Day. So hopefully you have the day off hopefully. And if you don't worry about it. We're here. If you're working, we work in, we're together like always. So let's work. All right. I'm so sorry if you don't have the day off though, because that really sucks. It's like you just want a little bit. You know what I mean? But we're almost there. And by that, I mean it's almost the end of the year. And I really don't know what that means because we're just going to start all over again. It'll just be a new number. It'll be 2024 as opposed to doing this shit in 2023. But yes, hopefully you are not at work. And if you are, like I said before, we right here with you. All right. So this week we are talking cringy moments. All right. And because we're right here experiencing the YouTube experience, the scene is going to be a little different, but I have to do what I have to do. However, just wanted to give you a little story behind why I chose cringy moments. Since I've been a little under the weather for the past 2 weeks. I've been on social media, just kind of cruising. And as they say, cruising for a bruising. And that I did because I found the cringiest shit. And I figured, let me just nitpick on some of them and let's talk about them and let's have some fun. So if you're heading to work because you don't have the day off, already at work thinking, God damn it, I should have taken this day off, or working at your humble abode because it's not your day off. You never took it. You went to work and said, meh, whatever. It is what it is, right? Let me help you forget that it's Monday by talking cringy moments. All right, mi gente, let's start with a real cringe question. And this has come up a lot. A lot of people have been talking about this. And if you guys haven't noticed that, then I'm sorry. Maybe it's just, when you click on one video, for some reason the algorithm be algorithming and it just be like, well, here we're going to show you a plethora of these things. So, question. I wanted to start off with a question. Who uses their phone in the bathroom? Yes, us and our dirty ass phones, because I definitely shall not tell a lie since we're talking about cringe moments. And if you're sitting there judging me, it's all right. Don't do it because ill. Ill times two because you're lying to yourself. All right. You're only lying to yourself because I know you do it too. I definitely take my phone in the bathroom with me. Why? Hmm. What else is there to do in the bathroom other than sitting there and concentrate? Like, what? Do you just sit there, like, stare off at the wall in silence? Like, let me see. Let me see if I can. Please tell me that is not what you do. I know for sure that is not what you do. You just don't sit there and stare off in silence. All right. Back in the day, we had magazines, books, newspapers. But in this new day and age, everything's digital. So our phones, our tablets, they hold most, if not all, of our reading material, if that's what you're doing. If you're reading, if you're watching a video, if you're on social media, because that's just that's exactly what's happening out here. So don't let's just cringe in this moment together. All right, mi gente. Let me know in the comments though. I want to know if you take your phone in the bathroom with you and if you actively use it. All right. And I also want to know Do you clean your phone? See, more cringe moments. Do you clean your phone? All right. Lysol wipe it. Do all that stuff. So I usually Lysol wipe or Lysol spray it at the end of the day when I get home since I'm using it all day. And especially when I'm at work because I always have my phone with me. That's just part of the job. I have my phone 24/7. It's always going off. I always have to send emails if I'm not near a computer from my phone, take phone calls, text messages back and forth. Like my phone is heavily, heavily active during the work hours. So usually at the end of the day at work, I try to clean it off. And if I'm rushing to get home, then once I'm home, I kind of wipe it off. And that's something actually that my teenage daughter taught me. Cringe again. We're cringing over here. You know what? No, this is not cringe. This is current events talk like butter. It is current events talk because guess what? I did some research and cell phones carry 10 times more germs and dirt and nasty ass microbes than a toilet. Moist message. I figured maybe I should just spread the word, spread some knowledge. So let's face it, this is just what we're doing. And this is cringy as fuck. So I guess we're all making a face at each other right now. So we hint that clean your shitty phones no matter what you do or what you don't do with it. Pun intended. All right. So moving on to our next cringe topic. Bobby Altoff, I believe is her name. I'm certain that's how you say her last name. Eek. If not, I'm sorry. I'm not out here trying, to mess up anybody's name, but whatever. So that person, podcaster, the name of her podcast is actually Really Good Podcast, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, just like her name, it is pretty basic. Her niche is to interview Black rappers, Black artists, Black comedians, and it's kind of like satirical. I want to say it's extremely kind of low energy, and her interview style is almost like an uninterested point of view. So it's very, I think it's sort of satirical, but she seems like she's uninterested in the people that she's interviewing, and her energy. That's just what she gives off. And that is how she runs her podcast. She is, let me see, she used to post mom content actually because she's a mother of two. She's married and she was a mother of two in her early 20s. So a lot of her content and a lot of who she is kind of came from her posting mom content, and it blew up, as all basic girls do when they post mom content. They blow up, and then all of a sudden she just started interviewing everyone in the Black community. And this is just for just a little backstory. So she started interviewing rappers out of nowhere, and people are saying that she's trying to do the same thing that Funny Marco does. And this is a YouTuber comedian. And what he does is he kind of brings people onto his platform and he asks them questions, very satirical, also very kind of uninterested. But it's the stuff that we see within our culture. So it's very relatable to us and funny. And now people are saying that she's trying to be just like him while also making fun and dissing the Black culture and community because she's using the culture to her advantage. And we know how that goes, right? So she recently had Offset on as a guest, and he read her. He read her for filth, honey. Didn't leave any crumbs. He ate. And in my opinion, he took over the entire show. He took over her podcast, which I don't know if that's the appropriate thing to do in the podcasting world, but I feel like Offset came ready for battle. She likes to ask like these weird questions that kind of make you tense up and cringe, right? Because that's the topic of the week. But Offset was like, you ain't doing that, honey. We're going to reverse the roles here. And I'm kind of glad that he did that. And in her body language, you can tell how uncomfortable she was. I don't think she expected it, but he took over her entire show and made her feel very uncomfortable. That's kind of like what I I saw. He was making fun of her clothing, anything she tried to go at him for, he would completely just flip it and reverse it like Missy Elliott and was like, "Yeah, but why are you doing it?" So shout out to Offset for that. Hold on, let me see if I can. Yes, definitely. Shout out to Offset for that because she kind of needed a little taste of reality. And if you look up her name, you'll see a whole bunch of other real cringe stuff that she's into or that she's done. So please just go ahead, witness it yourselves, experience the cringe. But in my opinion, okay, my opinion on this matter is she's giving Zach Galifianakis Between Two Ferns. Okay, he's done this before. It used to Between Two Ferns used to come out on Comedy Central. And what he did was he interviewed everyone. It just wasn't like one particular subset, one particular group of people. He interviewed absolutely anybody, anyone and everyone. And he was satirically disrespectful or kind of seemed uninterested, always had like all the wrong information, but that was the basis of the show. And, I don't remember him trying to steal anything from the black culture or anything. And I feel like she should just take after that and leave us alone. She has so many other people. Sarah Silverman, she's another one. She kind of reminds me of Sarah Silverman, only for some reason she has a big affinity for interviewing black and brown people. Very interesting. From mom content to podcaster who puts herself in very awkward situations she doesn't belong, all for her benefit. It's very interesting. Oh, unheard of. I think not. So I read somewhere that one of the reasons Offset went off on her was because she used the famous ninja word in one of her tweets. So yeah, there's that. I feel like she's trying too hard and she needs to just stay in her lane. Right? She needs to go back over to the other side, cook her bland food, maybe write a cookbook. I don't know. I don't know. Be one of those TikTokers that just post holiday ideas for Halloween. Halloween, like Halloween candle making, or at home with mom hacks or some shit like that. I feel like that's where she needs to go ahead with that. All right, so we will be right back after this short little. And we're back. I found that video and I said it would be delightful to play it after our last cringy uh, conversation. The shit you see. All right. So I have never in my life watched an episode of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, if I think that exists, right? Because, if there's a guy looking for love and marriage, why wouldn't there be a girl looking for love and marriage? And why wouldn't they want to televise the shit out of it and monetize the shit out of it? So I'm sure it exists. But they have taken it a step further with the Golden Bachelor. Yes, there is a Golden Bachelor, and I have not watched an episode of this either, but I have seen clips all over the place. And for those of you that don't know what this is or what this is about, this is the senior citizens version of The Bachelor. It stars a 71 or 72-year-old gentleman that is looking for love for someone like him, someone he can express himself to. And the clip I saw was the most cringe thing in my life. And I think it's because it kind of seemed like somebody's aunt, like when your auntie holds the phone and it's like this and all you see is her eyes and you're like, "Auntie, I can't see your face." She's like, "Baby, can you see it now?" And she just puts it closer to her eye and you literally just see her pupils and you give up and you're just like, "Yes, fine. I see you, Auntie. Let's talk." And she's telling you some long elaborate story. Well, that's what all these clips look like to me. they looked they looked exactly like that. So when I was in nursing school, one thing I was taught in my gerontology class was that senior citizens like to get down too. Yes, they do. They like to do it just like we like to do it. So I kind of used that knowledge to sit through a lot of the clips because, it's kind of weird to see it. It's not weird. Our keyword, cringe. That's my sparkle. Cringe coming to a theater near you. So, yes, cringe. And what he is doing, he just wants to find his forever partner. This is what the Golden Bachelor wants to do. He wants to find his forever partner, but I'm not going to lie. It is pretty entertaining to watch these clips. And I would give it cringe level 9.5 out of 10 because my skin crawled with some of those clips. Like I said, the camera really up close. It's quite interesting. The dentures were on fleek. They were nice. Okay. They know exactly what they're looking for in each other, within themselves. He drives a really cool vintage car. They don't have to worry about getting pregnant. It's really quite catchy, if I must say so myself. So, will I watch it? No, that's a hard no. But the clips are pretty entertaining. It fulfills the cringe meter, and that's all I need. So if you guys haven't seen it, I mean, it'll be completely up to you. I don't want you coming back asking me why. Why did you make me do this? But shout out to the Golden Bachelor for looking for love in all the right places. I don't know. I don't know. But happy for them. Keep doing your thing. All right. So, on better news for the dogs, them. Yes, I am talking about Drake's new album. I don't know. Is it embarrassing? Is it cringy? Not sure, but it has its moments. Okay. So, Drake's new album titled For All the Dogs. Yes, that is the title. There's a track on there titled Members Only, where he says, and I quote, feel like I'm bi because you are one of the guys. Girl, sorry, I follow grammar. I follow grammar. There's a comma, then he says girl. All right. So this album has 23 tracks on it, and I feel like this one should have stayed in the drafts. Someone should have said, nah, Aubrey, nah, Brie. Let's make it 22 tracks. Okay, 23 is one too many. All right. But one of the sweetest things that I have seen and heard was Drake telling Little Yachty that he loves him when they were going to hang up. They were FaceTiming during actually one of, again, Bobby Altoff, one of her interviews Little Yachty was on. And he was like, all right, I'm currently in, the interview. He says, all right, love you. Said, I love you too. And they hung up. I thought that was so sweet. And what else can we expect, right? From Aubrey, the little Canadian rapper that says if you play with him or mess with him or diss him or anything, he will be mad at you for 75 years. Super random, but thanks for the heads up. Oh, the Degrassi days.
Hey, Jimmy.
Don't talk to me, you slut.
Aubrey, we heart you. All right, so now let's talk about, I guess, the world homegirl, the world except for a selected few, because she's definitely not my homegirl, Taylor Swift. She is back at it again. She is looking for inspiration for a possible new album. So she has coupled up with Travis Kelsey, the tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, they are dating, and that can only mean one thing. All right, Taylor is looking to create a new album about more heartbreak, more weird breakups, and more, what else? Sadness, more weird dates. I don't know. That seems to be the reason why she gets into a relationship. It's her niche. And can I tell you, I am not a Swifty, right? Is that what it's called? No, gotta get Swifty in here. Sorry, wrong Swifty. That's Rick and Morty. I'm not a Swifty at all. And that's probably an unpopular opinion because I don't know who's listening right now and loves Taylor Swift. You love you some Taylor Swift. But I do not. I feel like she has a bit of a mean streak. I feel like she's not really authentic. Right now, I feel like fucking Olivia Pope, right? From Scandal. I look in her eyes and I see emptiness. I see mean, empty talent. No, I'm just kidding. Don't come for me. She's just not my cup of tea, hot or cold. But anyway, listen, if they get married, I will be proven wrong and I still won't care because I really don't care about her. But I just see the future. I see them, and it's super cringe. I see her sitting in a dark room if something goes wrong, writing her next single. It's amazing. And I really don't quite understand why she does this. But I guess, art comes in all forms. I don't know. And if it's his porn stash that makes me cringe, or if it's her red lip, she loves to wear that shit because she wants to be a bad girl, whatever it is, it's all cringe. So thanks, Taylor, for making it to this week's cringe talk. All right, mi gente, there will be no Comay segment this week. However, make sure that tune in, head over to Patreon, and check out the Instagram stories because La Comay Michelle loves to make an appearance on there. She loves to express herself. She tells it like it is on there. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow, all that good. Me, gente, we have reached the It's Me Shell shout out segment. And this is not a formal shout out segment per se, but I wanted to mention that it was International Podcast Day, September 30th. And I was sick, so I couldn't celebrate it as I wanted to. I had a little cute bonus episode, but I just didn't have time to do what I wanted to do with it. But I'm glad to be back. And I wanted to say happy belated podcast days our podcast day, although podcasting, at least for me and a lot of the podcasters I know, is every day. You're always gathering content. You're always thinking of new ways, new innovative ways to, do what you have to do and make your podcast great. So, shout out to all of us out there because we're all here, with the same goal, trying to make it, trying to spread the love, trying to spread the laughter, tell stories, share our talent, all that good shit. So, gracias, mi gente, for always tuning in. We appreciate you. And don't forget, mi familia, if you are a podcaster or you want me to shout out any podcasts, that you like, that you've listened to, and you're like, you know what, they deserve a shout out, DM me, email me, send me a message. I will make sure to connect and give them a shout out because we all out here trying to grow, and showing love and support don't cost a thing. Okay. Bueno, my people, mi gente, it's about that time. Like always, I want to thank you for spending your precious moments with me. And I don't want to forget to remind you, follow your girl on Instagram at itsmi.chelle. Click the link in my bio. It'll take you to all my other socials. You can send me direct voice messages, emails, and so much more. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay. And click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. And go check out the Patreon channel. You don't have to become a patron. There's some free stuff on there. It's pretty fun. All right. Don't miss out on any content, y'all. All links will be in my Instagram bio and also in the description below. All right. Do what you got to do because I'm just out here trying to make getting to Friday a lot easier. And just like that, we've reached the end of It's Me, Shell. And you can catch It's Me, Shell every Monday to make sure your week starts off on the right foot, or so we can just say, fuck Mondays, okay? On all podcast platforms, on YouTube, and on Patreon. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, mi gente. All right. And I want to wish my little BB a happy birthday. It's crazy how much time flies. And to all the parents out there, just cherish and enjoy all these moments. Spend as much time as you can with your little ones because they absolutely grow up really, really fast. All right. I'm super excited and super proud to watch her grow, watch her learn and become her own person. And I'm ecstatic to celebrate many more birthdays to come. So Shani Wan Kenobi and I are very, very lucky to be your parents, baby. All right. Make sure you tune in to a new episode of the It's Me Shell podcast next week. I think this might be the Halloween episode. I like to do it a little early to try to stay ahead of the game, but I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm going to do. So keep your eyes out for that, mi familia. All right. Lastly, I want to say this. Everyone went out and spent their rent money, their baby's money, their furniture money, their tax money, hair and nails money, their bill money to watch Beyonce in concert. And she's making a whole movie out of this entire Renaissance concert. While y'all spent $400 to $500 for the nosebleed section from what I read. And people out here about to pay $23 for IMAX and front row seats. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? That's a little hurtful. Peace and love. I'm out.
I see you. It's me. 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 Shell, bitch.